5 Most Beautiful and Must-Visit Remote Places. If you are bored of traveling to crowded places, then explore something different for a change. The world is filled with many remote destinations that are waiting to be explored, which are not only isolated but are also not so common among tourists. These untouched places will even give you a chance to learn about the lifestyle and culture of the locals living there for many decades. We bring to you a list of remote places that are a result of nature's many miracles. The breathtaking views and surroundings will surely leave you enchanted and wanting. So, are you ready to explore the unexplored? We are sure you are. Then, let us start our journey to the remote places in the world. List of the most beautiful and must-visit remote travel destinations. Machu Picchu, Peru. First on our list is the dreamy landscapes of the historic sanctuary of Machu Picchu. The home of the Inca civilization is situated at a meeting point between the Peruvian Andes and the Amazon basin, about 50 kilometers west of Cusco, Peru. It is known for its outstanding architectural and cultural values. This UNESCO World Heritage Site was built in the 15th century and covers around 32,592 hectares of mountain slopes. This ancient city is divided into 2 parts, upper and lower, where the residential area is separated from farming by a large square between the two. The approximately 200 structures making up this outstanding religious, ceremonial, astronomical, and agricultural center are set on a steep ridge crisscrossed by stone terraces. The outlandish construction of the site embeds well with nature, making it a perfect remote place to add to your travel list. The Inca citadel is surrounded by greenery and nature from all 4 sides. Despite its small size, the property contributes to conserving a very rich habitat and species diversity with remarkable endemic and relict flora and fauna. The Incas abandoned the site after a century of its formation with a possible threat of being invaded by the Spaniards. If you are looking for peace and tranquility, then this place is the best option for you. You can reach it by taking a cab or can hike the trail for 90 minutes, which offers the best views and natural habitat. One can enjoy the calm of nature. When to visit? The best time to visit this place is from April to October, as they are considered the dry season, but one should be prepared for light fog and rain because of the location of the place, as it is situated at the edge of the rainforest. Deception Island, Antarctica. Another must-visit place is Deception Island in Antarctica. This ring-shaped island is the caldera of an active volcano. It is a very popular part of the Antarctica Peninsula cruise, which takes place every year. The caldera has a diameter of about 15 kilometers, 9 miles, with a narrow entrance on one side known as Neptune's Bellows. You can also get a great opportunity of taking a walk or going on a hike from Whalers Bay to Neptune's Ring, which is like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that comes your way. As the island is not completely covered with ice, it gives a scope for a walk and hiking. The island lacks vegetation because of the way it is, hence, you can hardly see any vegetation or animals. You might spot a few bunches of birds if you get lucky. Bailey's Head is where 50,000 chinstrap penguins breed. Unfortunately, you cannot visit this site because of the difficult landing conditions in this area of Deception Island. Though the wildlife inside the caldera is scarce, there are certain species of birds that breed on the caldera shores and cliffs, like Cape pigeons, Wilson's storm petrels, Dominican gulls, South Polar skuas, and Antarctic terns. Traveling to Antarctica is one of the most mind-boggling experiences for a person. It makes people wonder about many things, one of which is the history of the place and the happenings of the past. You can't travel by cruise or can even fly to this place depending on your budget. However, the experience one gets through a cruise is one of a kind. Cruise ships pass through many points offering mesmerizing views of icebergs and mountains. When to visit? Antarctica is only accessible to the people from late October to late March, depending on the purpose of travel. The best time to visit Deception Island is from October to March. But, if you want to see icebergs, then October and November are the ideal months to visit. But if you want to spot penguins and seals, then December and January are the best months to visit this place. For the best chance to see whales, visit in February or March. Rapa Nui National Park, Chile. This UNESCO World Heritage Site is located on Easter Island, Chile. Rapa Nui National Park is a protected Chilean wildlife area that reveals the legacy of the Rapa Nui culture. Easter Island is the most remote inhabited island on the planet, with a history of being occupied by a small group of settlers from eastern Polynesia from 300 and 1200 AD. This archaeological site is known for its stone carving and statues called moai, and various ceremonial platforms said to be the work of the Rapa Nui people. The most isolated place in the world is known for various species of flora and fauna and was declared a national park and historic monument in 1935. This beautiful place is a perfect place for nature lovers and people looking for calm and peace. It is important to understand that the island is sacred to islanders. Therefore, while visiting this place, it is advised to respect the ancestral traditions of the Rapa Nui people as well as the environment, including flora and fauna. While visiting the park, it is mandatory to be accompanied by the local tour guide or Rapa Nui person for a better understanding of the trails and the park. Another great stop on the island is the Father Sebastian Englert Anthropological Museum. The museum is named after a Catholic missionary who studied the archaeology of Rapa Nui. The museum reveals the history of the island and showcases an eye-catching collection of the bygone era's tools and techniques. When to visit, a 10-day tour of the national park is the best way to see moai and explore this incredible nature abode. The island's week-long celebration, which is called the Tapati Rapa Nui Festival, is organized in early February. Hence, it is considered the ideal time to visit and witness one of the most important cultural festivals of the island. Marble Caves, Patagonia, Chile. One of the best hidden gems in Chile's Patagonia region is the Marble Caves. This beautiful place can only be accessed by boat or kayak. The magnificent marble caves have formed over the last 6,000 plus years as the water melted from the nearby glaciers filled up the General Carrera Lake. The colorful patterns and turquoise blue water attracts tourists from all over the world. This is one of the best places to witness the natural phenomenon, which took many years for its formation and resulted in beautiful caves. Over the course of a period, this mineral-rich glacier water changed the texture of the color from blue, to green, yellow, and black. The huge marble deposits on the edge of the General Carrera Lake turned into caves, tunnels, and huge columns because of the pressure of the water. You can also visit the nearby San Rafael Glacier to witness the beautiful wall of ice. The main marble caves are accessible from Puerto Tranquilo, a small town right on the Carretera Austral. When to visit, the boat ride can get a little bumpy and you can be splashed by water every now and then, hence, it is advised to visit this place well prepared in advance. Always carry a waterproof jacket or light woolen clothes as it gets chilly inside the caves. The best time to visit the Marble Caves is between September and February when the ice melts, feeding the lake. Coober Pedy, Australia. What if we tell you that you can get the chance to live beneath the Earth's surface, just like the human city of Zion in the movie Matrix? No, we are not talking about Earth's crust, but still deep enough for you to experience the underground life. If you are up for some adventure and fun, then add Coober Pedy to your bucket list for an experience to remember for a lifetime. Coober Pedy is an underground town known for its lunar landscapes, unique history, and life below the ground. Coober Pedy has everything a normal place has, loaded with fully functioning underground houses, shops, and even hotels, making things convenient for tourists. This remote destination will give you the opportunity to explore life beneath the Earth's surface. This town is famously called the opal capital of the world because of the precious opals that are mined there in bulk. Because of the extremely hot summer temperatures, the locals prefer to live in the caves, a perfect cave home with a kitchen, lounge, and at least 3 bedrooms to stay comfortably in. These home caves are also known as dugouts. When to visit, on average, the weather is good at all times of the month, but June is considered the driest month, whereas December, January, and February are the warmest months. The months of March and April are the ideal times to visit the place, as many tourists explore the town during this time period because of the pleasant weather. Conclusion: traveling to common places, again and again, becomes boring and monotonous. Therefore, One should always stay open to new options and experiences, especially when it involves traveling to such remote places. This not only gives you the scope of learning about a new culture but also proves to be rejuvenating in so many ways. So, what do you think about exploring these remote places on your next vacation?